So, out of the box, we have Thing 1 and Thing 2, or Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, let's check out the height. So, to the tip of his fin, Gamma 1 stands about 6 inches tall. As for Gamma 2, basically the same thing. Here are all the relevant size comparisons. You got Superhero Piccolo, Superhero Goku, and Superhero Gohan.
Now let's get into the nitty gritty.
So Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are basically the same figures, with the exception of course, the obvious design differences. Now, as far as they look, the figures themselves, without talking about the accessories, which we will get to, the figures look good, but they don't look as good as they could. So my biggest gripes, just kicking it off, is while they are screen accurate, buttons on the jacket are not completely painted perfectly. Now, there's a little yellow bleeding through the buttons, and overall, I would say for both of them, they just have this weird kind of plasticky look. And I think something that could have definitely helped about this, and y'all know I always talk about it, is that they could have had some shading on the body. The shading on the body would have made these truly feel like premium Bandai exclusives. But other than that, everything, all the sculpt work is on point. Everything is on point. The printing on the faces are on point. And speaking of the faces, so for the heads, Gamma 1 has 5 heads, Gamma 2 has 4. And not only that, out of the packaging, Gamma 1 comes with a very stoic, not even stoic, poker face. Same shit.
Dumbass!
Gamma 2 comes with a more stern, serious face. And other than that, they both come with a teeth-gritting face, although Gamma 1's teeth-gritting face looks a bit more, I guess, serious and angry, while Gamma 2's has this slight grin to it, if you ask me. Actually, they look the same. They both would come with yelling faces, but Gamma 2 comes with 2 yelling faces, which I think to be a bit redundant, because the second yelling face kind of has this kind of, I don't know, do you smell what the Rock is cooking kind of look to it with the brow ridge, but I could be reaching there. Other than that, Gamma 2 has this smiling or kind of smirk looking off to the side face. I think it would have been cooler if he came with a face that was looking more to the front, but that's all for that. Oh, and also Gamma 1 comes with a straight up stern face that shows a little annoyance. For the hands, the Gammas pretty much have the same exact hands, to be honest. They got the open palm, sort of fingers curled at the tip hands. They got the karate chop hands, or in Gamma 2's case, hitting a karate pose hands. They have the fist hands that come with them package. Now they also come with a set of gun holding hands for when some unscrupulous villain wants to get out of line. They keep that thing on them. That goddammit. That, chitty bang bang. Now also, speaking of the gun accessory, while they do come with a separate one inside the packaging, the one that's on their holster is also removable. So you can use that one as well, although the aesthetic is a little different. Now, the set of hands that Gamma 1 doesn't come with that Gamma 2 does is a set of rock and roll hands, or for showing his allegiance to Satan.
What's that?
While Gamma 1 doesn't come with those set of hands, he does instead get a set of crossed arms, very fitting for the more stoic and reserved Gamma 1. In all, I think the accessories for the Gamma specifically are pretty good. Only thing I do wish is that I wish that the looking to the side smirking face for Gamma 2 was actually looking forward. That would have been, I think, more appropriate. But also, I also wish that, I'm gonna put a GIF up on the screen somewhere, but I kind of, instead of that confused yelling face that we got for Gamma 1, I wish that we got the facial expression we see in this GIF where he's looking off to the side at Gamma 2. Like, yo, if you don't get your musty ass off me. As for the Gohan DLC, as people have been calling it, I call it the Build-A-Figure pieces, but, to each their own. Gamma 1 comes with the Super Saiyan head, which comes also with 3 faceplates for the Super Saiyan head. So you get the gritting teeth face as usual, the yelling face, and you get his typical stern face. The platinum blonde aesthetic of the hair looks wonderful. And if you want something more in-depth and comprehensive for that, you can check out my comparative review with that hair with the DL Customs hair. But check that out after you finish watching this. As for Gamma 2, he comes with a base Gohan head sculpt, which I think is done wonderfully. And down to the glasses, everything looks good on him. Now, one thing I'm not too sure of are the glasses. The glasses do not seem to be removable, which is a good thing because it's such a small piece that it seems like it'll be easy to lose. And last but not least, also with Gamma 2, you get Gohan's Piccolo cape. And it looks wonderful. And it moves wonderfully as well. So, you know, that's about it for that. Moving forward to the articulation.
So for the abdomen section, I'm actually going to talk a little bit. You get decent side to side, but crunching forward, you get wonderful movement. But in exchange for that wonderful movement, you get a canyon in his back. Let's try something out. Woo! Leaning back is pretty good as well, but you get a slot where you can slide your mail in the ribcage. So be mindful of that. Perfect splits. Perfect front to back. And do you know why? Look at this. Look at this. There's no butt cheeks. No butt cheeks sculpted. So this could be the future for a 4.0 body. Of course, they have to make it look nicer than this because there's a lot of gapping right there. But something to note. So it popped out. So if you pull it down too far, it'll pop off. Be mindful of that. It pops right back on. And you get a toe hinge. Now overall, should you get these figures? Well, that depends, right? If you're not a fan of the Gammas and you're not too pressed about getting the extra pieces for Gohan, then you don't need to get these at all. Especially with secondary market prices. I don't know what it's looking like. I'll put something up on the screen. And y'all can see for yourselves, but not something that you necessarily need for the collection. But before we move on with no further thoughts, score and ratings, I guess. Overall aesthetic, 7.5 out of 10. They look accurate to the movie. The problem is they need that shading to take them to that exceptional, super exceptional level, in my opinion. Otherwise, the modeling and the sculpt work is pretty good. As far as the accessories, you do get a lot of accessories, and I'm not even... I feel conflicted rating this, but for the sake of just the sheer volume of accessories that you get, I would say 9 out of 10 for both. In terms of articulation I think is one of the best things about this figure. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 because there's not too much you can't do with these figures. Now, actually, I'm gonna knock off half a point. Only because some of the articulation isn't the best looking articulation. But besides that, these are some good figures. They're well done, with the exception of, you know, needing that shading. And there's a little blemish on the skirt piece of Gamma 1 that wasn't always there. I think I did that somehow. I don't even remember when I did that, but I just needed that to be known. Overall, good figures. I'll put the overall ratings at the bottom, but the problem is that it's the Gammas, right? Not a lot of people, I'm going to say, even after seeing the movie, there was a couple more people that decided that they liked the Gammas, but it wasn't really just off the character design, whatever. They wasn't really capturing people, even when the previews for the movie was coming out. And then after people saw the movie, they was like, alright, Gamma 2 is cool, Gamma 1 is alright. But besides that, thank y'all all for watching. And also, the return of the Striker Pose segment. You guys have asked, and even though it is a lot of work, I think I took for granted how much you guys like that segment. So at its return, it will be here to stay, even if it is a lot of work sometimes. And once again, I'm always grateful for you guys watching the videos. Thank you. If this is your first time, because I've been doing a lot of discussion videos recently, if this is your first time, being here on board for a brand new review, thank you for coming. I thank you all that subscribe and view the videos. I appreciate the support. Y'all don't really know how much y'all are helping me. Like this thing is like a miracle. This YouTube thing is like a miracle for me. But I'll save that story for I guess a much future date, But peace.